Hello, me lovelies. Well, I'm just waiting for the. Well, I was going to say man, but might as well say lady herself, Daniela Christie, to come along. Still wait. I think she's pulling there. I'm going to be fashionably late, darlings, because I'm someone famous. She's doing the red carpet. The red carpet. She's just going to arrive late, swan down there in the latest. Anyway, are you Cumbrian Truth? Looks like that modern man hasn't turned up again. Oh, she's on paper. She's on paper, I'm telling you now. Turn up late again. So anyway, jump on if you want, Cumbrian Truth. Seeing as I'm waiting. Are you, Jane? Seeing as I'm waiting for Miss Christie. Oh, where she is. Oh, where's Kelsey now? Oh, she comes now. Late again. Late. I mean, how many minutes? 3 minutes late. Unacceptable. See, I'm a fool. I'm just a fool. I am, people. Are you Sharon? It will bugger off in about 5 minutes' time. And if she comes on, then creeps off. I'm not daft. Okie dokie. I'll put it on now.
Hello, me lovely.
Just calling out this Sharon on. She'll be on. No, she thinks that I haven't twigged her. What she does, she comes on, right, Ashley? She says, hello, hi. She puts a few comments. Then she slyly sneaks off to watch someone else. I mean, I've got a sus. And that's for that Kelsey one. Late again.
Late as always, Kels.
Well, let me ask you this and see what conclusion you come to. She starts hanging out with Sharon, right? Starts talking to Sharon on Facebook. And then suddenly she starts getting slack in her duties. Do you see a connection? Connection there. Yes, I do as well. I'm telling you. But yeah, I'm telling you now, you better get your act together, Kelsey, because I'm telling you now, I've had more applications for your job. More people begging me to get rid of you and then take the place, I can tell you. Anyway, and stopping if my favourite, well, you can't misgender him, Sharon. Hey, you can't misgender it. Daniela.
Danny coming on?
Well, Daniela, as it happened, speaking to her behind the scenes for a long time. And she's been struggling, saying, oh, well, I'm known, for being a macho man, but I want the woman inside me to be released to the world. So he asked me if I'd do, she asked me if I'd do this for her and she'll come on. And I said, all my viewers, all my followers and subs will embrace the female, the beautiful lady that is you, Daniela. They'll embrace you, I can assure you. So I'm just saying, she comes on, but we'll wait and see. What happens.
I've been watching a lot of the old stuff of Widdy Mint this past couple of days. Just skinning and scabbing.
Well, I had my ideas about Danny a while ago. I did have my suspicions because he did sort of use very tight-fitting shorts, didn't he? Very short shorts, no boxer shorts, very short shorts. And I used to think they go down well, with the pink parrots, those kind of shorts, get attention, advertise your wares and all that business. So I thought, yes, but it's refreshing to know that he's ready to reveal the truth. But sorry, it's difficult. She's ready to reveal her true self. And do you know who hasn't turned up?
Who? Oh, Craig.
Yeah.
Took your job, Craig.
Doing it. Oh, but he's nan's ill, so I hope everything's okay.
Oh, I hope everything's well, Craig, would you know?
I hope everything's all right.
Danny, that'll be a good one. I used to like the old days when you and Danny were having a tiff, we'll call it.
Well, he's always been jealous of me, hasn't he? He's always been really jealous of me, but I'm used to that. Lots of people are jealous of me. Lots of people are very, very jealous of me. So it's just one of those things I have to put up with. I do. I just have to suffer them. Anyway, it's all been absolutely boring on YouTube, hasn't it? People, hasn't it? Has anyone seen anything interesting happening on YouTube over the last?
Nothing really, apart from the man in Thailand trying to say. This is a funny one. So the man in Thailand, we know who. I don't really want to say his name and give him a bit of traction on this platform.
Decca Heggie, you can say.
No. I'll put it in the back 1 second, Dan.
Oh, you mean I'll say it. Go on.
Oh, G&E.
Yeah.
So I've never had like how can I put it? I've never had an interaction with Mr. Atwood.
Yeah.
And all this week he's come out and said that Mr. Atwood's paying money for me to get trolled. Me and Axel.
Sean Atwood are you talking about?
Oh, Sean Atwood.
But how does Sean Atwood know you?
I've never had I've asked him one thing, and that was back in the day on Facebook. I went, could you please tell me about Podcast Wars and who you beef with? And the only thing I got back was it's his admin. And all he beefs with is James English. That was it. That was about 3 years ago.
So why is I get it, because he's up Emma's bumhole, isn't he, at the moment?
Yes. So that's what I thought, because when I was in jail, I've always wanted to know about Podcast Wars.
Mm.
And the only thing I was stuck on was Sean Atwood. So the must be clutching at straws and.
Oh, look, right. He's trying to impress her, isn't he? But all that I say, yet another violent man towards women who's suddenly in with Emma. She wants to be careful who she's attracting. She really does. I remember him ages ago. I don't know whether you remember this or someone in the chat remembers. He went on a rant against a woman, and what he was saying he was going to do to her. It was absolutely horrendous, very violent. He was, and I couldn't even. You couldn't put it back up on YouTube, or it would be taken down straight away.
How long ago was that?
Oh, this was about 3, maybe 4 years ago. He went absolutely hysterical. I tell you who will know about it. Oh God, I can't remember his name now. Do you remember? And I had a bit of tiff with him. Other people did. He had addiction problems, and I think he was in Thailand.
Johnny Woodsman.
No, another fellow, not Johnny Woodsman. And anyway, he's like a businessman in, I think it's Thailand or somewhere. God, do you know what? If I saw his name, someone in the chat must know.
Ben Hornsby,
yeah. Ben Hornsby.
Barley.
Ben Hornsby fell out with him. And it was around that time. And that Jimmy fella released this video. Some woman had upset him, but the things he was saying he was going to do, and he was screaming. It was totally unhinged. Screaming. And so people saying this is going too far, this in the chat. But he really lost his but what he was saying he was going to do, I mean, let's put it this way, thank God that woman wasn't in the same area as him. Because he was absolutely and describing what he was going to do. So he's not a nice man.
No, he's a bit obsessed at the minute, Alan. Very, very obsessed with myself and Axel. Which I've now put him on his right path, and he's doing his own thing now.
Well, I don't know why they turn around. No, just to keep. No, when they want to keep in with someone else, they just start lying or making things up to try and keep in with them. Look, I've always said this: telling lies about someone, all that does is prove that they're innocent. Because why are you having to lie? Why are you having to lie in the first place? But I can assure you, that's why I said how to show. Not being audible when I say this, Ashley. I very much doubt that Sean Atwood knows you exist.
I've
And I don't,
never,
not being funny.
I've never even mentioned him in my life, really.
Yeah. It's so that is total nonsense.
I've watched
Total nonsense.
a handful of podcasts he's been on. The one you were on, Stephen Sayers. I think that's it, really.
Yeah.
I've never really watched it.
And Sean isn't the type as well. I don't. There's no love lost between me and Sean Atwood, I can assure you. But he's not the type that plays games like that. Sean doesn't go out looking for trouble or trying to create trouble or strife.
No.
It comes to him and he'll deal with it then. But as you see what he did to me when he fell out with me, he does it and he absolutely messes it up when he does it. Big style.
Yeah.
He's not a very good troll. He's not a very good troll at all, I'm sure. But no, we wouldn't be doing that. It's absolutely daft. And why? And I mean, he's got nothing against the cockerels. Nothing. I've never even heard him say one negative thing about the cockerels.
I watched one today where he was actually speaking to Stephen Sayers and was black and Brian up.
Yeah, he's got there's no issues with him and the cockerels. None at all. None at all.
Getting your head around all this on it, it's all I see is a lot of coercive behaviour.
Yeah. What is if
all
they
I see.
can't? They want to get in with someone, so they start telling lies, and it's stupid because it just ends up proving that what's coming out is a load of crap at the end of the day. That's all it does.
And that's where I see it. Obviously, I've said some crazy stuff over the years, and I've actually had people come up to me and say, "How the bloody hell do you know? Do you know that?" And then like, that's where I took it from one way with all these kind of people, the swamp people. And just started speaking a load of lies to them and watching them come out with my stuff and actually laughing at them instead of joining in with them.
Yeah. I mean, it is. It just gets silly. That's why I got bored with all the dark sides of thought. I've had enough of this because if they can't find, there's always this one thing that tickles me. I know all about you. I'm going to release all your secrets. I know about you. And he say, please find something
That's
shady and dark about me because you know what? It would make me interesting. They never come up with it, funny enough. I'd love to be that interesting and I've got a really, dubious, strange history hidden in the shadows. I'm not that interested. I can assure you. I'm bored.
It's on there now, and it's like a whole different kettle of breed of people who come from various platforms on social media with various agendas and want to make a name for themselves.
Yeah.
That's it, because most people from back in the day either come through the likes of the man in the shed or the man from Welsh Road or other high class platforms, but now you just get someone could tell you about. So let's say, for instance, Anne, you went to Tesco's, done 1,400 shoplifts, went to Marks and Spencer's, but it wouldn't be true. It's just different people that come out with different stories all the time. And it's not fun. It's not good to watch because you're just sitting there just laughing at these people thinking, come on. I've had various stories about myself with different, like 10 different scenarios how I've done it.
Well, this is it. It's amusing. I have to laugh when people start coming up with, saying, "Oh, I know this, I know that," and it's like, tell me, please tell me, because I'd love to have something to be able to boast about and say, "Oh yeah, I was a dangerous person," or "I knew these people, I knew that people." This happened to me. Funny enough, I don't know what it is actually. That happened in the police to me. The rumours that went round were absolutely that to get back to rumours. Oh, where did it appear from? It just suddenly appeared out of the woodwork. Was I a plant in the police put there by, the the senior officers and all this business. And what was the most bizarre one? Oh God, it was getting bummed right, left, and centre by Bernard Hogan Howe, apparently. Honest to God. I am Andy Sweetheart, absolutely bizarre. And you think, you know what I think it was? Because I'd talk, I'd engage, but when it comes to everyday life, I always say this is work.
Yeah.
And I don't mix work with private life. And they couldn't understand that I didn't want to be involved in their lives and them involved in my life. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying they didn't want to be friendly. I just didn't want to mix. I've never mixed the two. Never mixed
Yeah,
the
but
two.
you look at all these on here, and right, the claim to be gangsters, villains, ex-gangsters, high-class priority. But they come on here, and how many people tell people what they're going to do before they do it, and grassing themselves up?
Yeah, that's it. That's all they didn't do. Josh, you're asking some weird questions. I don't know why. Mandy, sweetheart, you're all right, darling?
Yes, Mandy. I've been looking at a few Mandy stuff. Big respect, Mandy.
Well,
Speaking of girls
I'd
and that.
ask her to jump on and talk about it, but she's too important for me.
Too high class at the
I'm
minute.
not good enough for her. She's a celeb. She won't come on. Come on, are you coming on? Hey, Mandy. Oh no, she's going, no, I'm all right here. That's it. What you do. Wish it was more important than Mandy would actually come. Do you know, if I keep on going on like this, she'll stop even coming in the chat. She will. I better stop. Yeah. Yes, thanks and thank you. Oh, so you're coming on?
Well, you're coming on. I would love to listen to the story behind Mandy, to be honest. I need to watch a bit more. I've been sharing a lot of stuff on Facebook and that and looking at bits, but no.
I think you're being trolled on, as 23 views just dropped there. I don't know, Josh. Don't care. I stopped caring about views a long time ago. I never did get big views, mate. Never.
I remember, was it? Yeah, the last live you got 70, 80, I think you had 90 at the top.
Do you know what, Josh? I'm worried about putting the link out to you because you're asking some weird questions there. And it's sort of like, do I really want to talk to you when you're asking silly questions like that?
I think he's been in the sun.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what else I've come across today on Karma Corner. I don't know too much about Karma, but is he an ex-villain?
Yeah, he's next. I don't know the full internet. I can't remember, but he was either a football thug or something like that. I don't know.
Oh,
Can't remember
hooligan.
stuff, but he did something. Yeah, he did.
No, it's just because he's got a great knowledge of laws and like acros, SAR acros, enhanced DBSs and all that kind of stuff. I was watching it before and I like on an old live, and it was quite interesting to actually know about Karma. Karma's all right.
I never know where to stand. It turns on me. It starts blanking me for absolutely no reason at all. I don't say anything else. Yeah, done it a few times, so I just gave up. He'd be friendly. He actually came on and nearly died. Must have gone through a strange period because he would never come on my lives, even though we'd be in the chat. No joking away. But then he came on and it was great. Or still up there, and he'd be happy and all that and talking. I thought, oh, this is great because I liked him. And then I just noticed it starts. If he was in chat on another live and I tried to engage with him, he'd just blank me and talk to everyone else. And then it became obvious he was blanking me. And I was like, well, what have I done? I haven't done it. And so I tried about 3 times to engage with him on different occasions. And he kept on doing the same thing. So I thought, I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like me, you don't like me. I don't know what I've done, but fair enough. And I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Let's put it that way.
No,
So I don't know where to stand with him. So it's because I liked him, and I put that in the past tense. But you've struggled to like someone who blanks you all the time.
true.
For no reason whatsoever. I could understand it if I'd done something to upset him, but I hadn't.
You've got some weird people in this chat tonight.
I know, that's why I'm not going to have them on.
No, I think they're just here
let
for
someone
me.
on like that?
No. Have we put the link off for Mandy? I think Mandy wanted on, didn't she?
No, Mandy. Are you coming on, Mandy?
I think she said yes, thanks, and
I know, but I don't know what she was saying yes to. There was someone else going this round. Do you want to come on, Mandy, or not?
how's your day been on? What you been up to tonight? Has the weather been nice?
Just the normal same. Milling around, doing bits of housework, and then couldn't be bothered going shopping. Oh, here we are.
Yeah.
Mandy's coming on. I think that Kelsey is saying, you know, I think, you know, Kelsey, she's handy to have both. I mean, Novi needs someone, you know, a bit of pressure putting on, you know, the arm twisting up the back a bit. You know, Kelsey's the girl for that. Oh yeah, she can have it. They're all good signs. So. Don't know why you're coming on, Josh. You're not getting on. You're asking weird things, matey. I'm not chancing it. Would you chance it?
No. The warm weather's
You have to, Josh, what you have to do is you have to compliment people. You're supposed to say nice things, not silly things, because that makes me think you're going to come on and just be an absolute toss, which I can't be bothered with. I'm too old, aren't I, Ashley? I'm too old for all that business.
too old. It's a mature channel.
Oh, here we are. Bleeding Mandy taking it. Yeah, I've sent it to you, Mandy. Have I? Yeah. Maybe I should take bleeding it. Must have put the bleeding makeup on. You know. Here we go. I'm telling you. But yeah, what was I going to say? I was going to say something that earth-shatteringly important then. He's coming on, trying to get on all the time. No, Josh. I don't trust you. I don't care. You're asking weird things. No. Well, man, just show your face for a second. I won't put you on screen. I won't put you on screen, love. Just show your face for a second, Mandy. Okay, darling. Now, if you take stuff off, Christ, you don't want to see that. Jesus, I'm so me arse, Jesus. Oh, good God. Oh. Anyway, how you doing, Mandy, darling?
Hello.
How you doing, darling?
Hello, Mandy.
Hello, lovely. You okay?
How are we getting on?
I'm good, thanks. I'm okay. It's been National Knife Crime Week this week, hasn't it?
Yeah, I've noticed a few bits you put up, Mandy.
I do that all the time. That's what I do. I go into schools and youth organisations. I train the police, probation, youth offending teams on knife crime.
Oh, bloody hell. Well, in respect, I don't like knives.
I don't like knives. And
No.
And once a year in Liverpool, this is our 5th year, I do a national remembrance evening, you know, for victim families. But it's not morbid or nothing. And we have sing. It's like a celebration of life, and it means a lot to us. So it keeps me going.
Yeah.
That's important work.
It's I noticed the other day you were talking on one of your pictures. I was looking in, and Liverpool's got the biggest knife crime in Britain, huh?
No, Liverpool has. I mean, London has, but Liverpool's not far behind.
Oh, yeah.
No, we're on our gun crime. Liverpool is more known for gun crime, to be fair. But over the past years, knife crime is now starting to take over. So it's kind of like it. They both cause fatalities, but I think they should be both sentenced the same. I don't think it's fair that one person is sentenced on a gun a lot higher than what another person is for a night. Because it's easy to get knives. They're in your kitchen drawers, aren't they?
That's what I'm saying. A gun, what you're getting now, 12 year. And it used to get a year for every bullet. But like a knife, like you just said there, you could walk downstairs, grab a knife, walk out your front door, and just walk past someone and plug him, and you go for 25 plus.
There is, in Liverpool, about 3 years this August, we had 3 shootings in 1 week, which was baby Olivia, and Sam Rimmer, and they've both got, Ashley Dale's got 72 years in total, the 3 of them, and then for baby Olivia he got 45 years. Mine got 11. Baby Ava's only got 13 because they were not. So, mine got out on the 29th of February last year. Yeah, after 5.5 years, because he was a kid. So don't worry. I made sure the whole of Liverpool knew he was out. His dad didn't want him to know he was out. So I've put posters all laminated everywhere. Capital Radio come with me. So I ended up on the front of the Echo, and on Capital Radio we got over 200,000 hits. So I thought, the whole of Liverpool knows now.
It will go under safeguarding as well, won't it?
Yeah. Well, the police come because I threw them. Do you know where I put them all on as well? Do you know all over Morrison's car park?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the police come and knocked. They said, "Man, we give you 48 hours. We've left them up, but we're going to have to take them down." And they were shaking my hand. They thought it was hysterical.
Oh, I'll tell you what, though. It is. There was another incident there a few days ago, the same place. But I don't know what it was. There were loads of police there and the helicopter and loads of kids. Don't know what.
It's another stabbing.
Oh, God, another one.
Who it is yet? Yeah, another one. I don't know who it is yet. And there was a 13-year-old girl's face got slashed in Belvale McDonald's. So I've been trying to help the residents, over on Naylorfield side, because they're getting the brunt of it. But it's all right. People coming to meetings and listening to what you've got to say. You've got to put it into practice, haven't you?
Yeah.
In Liverpool, you see, Cumbria and Truth, we have got this thing that, you don't grasp on anything. So what I say to people is, and I say quite openly, there's 27 kids involved in mine. I said, I'm a grass now. I said, because I grassed on 27 kids and I'm proud of it. But it's not grassing when it's murder. It's not grassing when it's lost their life. So I'm trying to enforce that now into the kids, when they go in. So it's good. So
it's more with all this rap stuff, and I want to be the next rapper, and I'm gonna do what the lyrics say and go and plug 3 lads and run off and go to jail for 20 years and come out a big star.
And did you see that kid from Bootle? I've got nothing against the kid, don't get me wrong, but what I've got against what he went away for, which was possible shooting and the possession of one of them Uzi guns.
And I can see that.
So the day he started rapping when he was in jail, and the day he come out, he was given Rolexes, a brand new car. You know, all from this song that he was doing in jail, because they were getting things in. So that's not promoting to the young people, really. That's basically saying, it's okay, go and stab someone. You'll only do so many years, and when you come out, you can be a rapper and make loads of money.
This is the problem. It's a societal problem, Mandy. It's not one thing will change it. It's not.
I know.
You'd have to have, and how you change it, take a much, much greater mind than that mind to work out. You've got to get the whole culture. And don't forget, when people talk about culture now, but it's world culture now. The whole world is the culture. So how do you stop it? You can't ban the music because it's impossible to, because of the internet and all that. But it's just that it's gone toxic. But what gets me, this is where I can't understand, people still go on about rap. Christ, how long has rap been out for? It was 90s, wasn't it? Rap came out.
But these kids are boasting about people they've killed.
Oh, I know.
In the
But
rap.
rap came out. Rap came out in the 90s, didn't it?
Yeah.
If I remember rightly.
Yeah.
Now it's 2025. We're not far off 2030. Why hasn't it gone out of fashion like every other music did? Look, we had the 70s, you had disco, that went out of fashion. All right, people still listen to it, but it's not the main music. You had glam rock and all this business, that went out. It's old fashioned. I can't see why. So I think what it is because you don't have to have any singing talent. You're literally talking.
You're talking fast in your words, and your words are trying to be meaningful.
I think that's why it's lasted. If you actually had to sing, or they sang on the records, then it would never have lasted. Would have got it's something else would have taken over, like always happens in music.
Well, most of the rappers, I think it's mostly main America where it's actually like the East versus the West, and then it's brought over here and it's kicked off with like different genres of rap. And the way I would see going past obviously knife crime and slap a tariff for 25 years on every knife crime, every death.
Well, we did a petition to try and get government to. It was called Daniel and Ava's law, and it was for knife crime to be sentenced exactly the same. And Rishi Sunak, the previous prime minister.
Rishi Sunak.
Rishi Sunak.
I've got a video of promising Mandy and Leanne that he will make sure that knife crime is sentenced the same. We're still waiting now. As I say, I know he's not in post, but it's just, I don't believe a word that's said to me. I've stood in the House of Commons and told Daniel's story. Nothing come from it.
I'm telling you, Mandy, I've said this time and time again, and no one listens to me. I had this out with Sammy Woodhouse, right, when she was up the hoop of the politicians and the Home Secretary, because they were actually showing her attention. And Christ, if you want to get on with Sammy Woodhouse, just bloody show her attention. She loves being centre stage to Sammy Woodhouse. She loves it. Anyway, I said to her, I said, you do know that they're using you for propaganda. And I've said this to you, Mandy, in the past as well. They use you for propaganda, and always be when the police and the council and politicians are, oh yes, they're using you for propaganda, because they use that, say, look, we're effective, we're interested, because we're actually talking to this person. Look, we've got photographs next to this person, and then nothing happens, but you've saved your papers.
Yeah.
And you have to be wary of that. You have to be wary of it. They'll never do it. I said to Samuel Woodhouse, I said, you do know. I said, they're not going to do anything, because said many of them would be ending up being in prison, because they said they're up to it themselves. Said they want the ones covering it up. But no, she wanted a moment in the limelight. And nothing happened. Nothing happened. And now she's on the Tommy Robinson train. This is the same Tommy Robinson that she slagged off when she thought Tommy Robinson was trying to steal her thunder. She slagged him off on Newsnight. Now suddenly she's all Tommy Robinson when she thinks he's getting the attention. So she wants the attention, right? His attention. When she's yesterday's news. I sound awful saying all that, but it's true. It's true.
He's got to get arrested. If they, I think is it this week or next week? They're meant to be letting him out.
Yeah, they're gonna
and the straight arrest him, and he's gone straight back in. He'll get took to the local police station, re-interviewed, or straight. He'll be back in jail in 24 hours.
Case arrest him. They're gonna let him out.
Yeah.
And then he's got to go in front of a court on the 5th or 6th of June.
Yeah. And then, but it is looking now like, I mean, well, it's been looking for a while. Like they're just trying to, though, to tell the truth, last time I didn't have any sympathy with him, because he did know, he said he was guilty in all this. So he knew what was going to happen to him. Maybe he didn't know that he'd be put in solitary confinement. But look,
for all, I think it's so inhumane. He's a human being at the end of the day. And he locked up 24 hours a day for all these.
You're breaking up, Mandy.
think it's wrong, you know, to lock him that length of time on his own in segregation. I just think it's awful.
But you've got to look on the lines of there as well, man. Him locked. With me being in jail personally myself, down south. So let's just say below Cumbria, any jail under there, there's a high population of Muslims in jail, and a lot of people convert from Catholic to be Muslim. Now, if you put him on a normal wing, and let's just say he's walking the land, he won't be safe.
Yeah.
So there will be safeguarding Tommy in there, but on the upper hand, would you have a man that would probably radicalise a wing and turn any non-Muslims against Muslims?
No, I get what I do get what you're saying. I understand that. I just think we are people at the end of the day, aren't we? I just think to room for 24 hours. I just, regardless to what the situation is, or regardless, he's still a human being, isn't he?
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like what Ashley said, because he's such a high risk.
Yeah.
And he is very high, but he walked into us. Basically, he knew what was going to happen. And that's, whether it's right or wrong, he knew what was going to happen. He was told not to release that film again, and he did. So, you know, he has to take the consequence. It's like the thing, if you want to be a hero and you're fighting the war and you want to be a hero, you have to take the bad things that happen to you to become that hero. You know, that way you have to be willing to take it, not start crying like you're breaking up or you're something like that because you're being punished. He knew what was going to happen.
No, I know he knew that. I just think, you know, as a human being, I just think that maybe I've never heard of them doing that with anyone else before.
I think they have.
I know.
Yeah,
but I mean, not so public. I mean.
Oh no. But I think the only one probably on the caliber of that would be Charlie Bronson.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Saffeld's kept in a cage, isn't it? A glass cage or something.
Oh, what's his name? He's a Scouser as well. He's
he's underneath. Isn't he in somewhere in Liverpool and under one of the
no, he's in Wakefield. He's in the Monster Mansion, and it's apparently you go down to the very bottom, and it's I don't even want to say his name, but the man in the shed in Newcastle was actually opposite him in Wakefield, and that's the truth. That's the truth.
Was he?
And he used to be his neighbour. I can't remember his name. I really can't remember. Someone in, but he apparently, this man that you're on about here was so against people that done things to young girls that he would stab them, kill them, and then stamp all over the head and actually eat the brains off them. Sorry on.
No, you have to be careful.
Robert Morsley, that's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, so it does happen. But some people you think should be kept in solitary confinement.
Yeah.
As the punishment, like Alex Rubicanano, Rubens, or whatever his name is, the Southall fella, to me, he should be kept in for the rest of his life, solitary confinement.
Well, he threw sugar at one of the guards, didn't he? Sugar water.
I don't know whether sugar water was boiling water, wasn't it?
Yeah, boiling hot. That's what you do. Boiling hot water with sugar in.
You can do more things in jail with that, like.
I know.
So I think someone like that should be kept in solitary confinement, and I don't care about the human rights.
Not in regards to him, and I agree that. But Tommy Robinson didn't murder anyone, did he?
No, he didn't. But what I'm saying, Mandy, is I don't agree with the way he's been treated. I don't agree with that at all. But again, it's for safety reasons.
No, I get it.
But what I know he knew what was going to happen. He knew it. So you can't turn around and say, well, this took me by surprise. I didn't know. He knew.
Oh no, I knew he knew.
He was warned.
What was going to happen and that. I knew he knew that. But I just think that if it was a different prime minister, they have dealt with it differently? I don't know.
Well, do you think Farage would have him in jail if he was in power?
Yeah, but not like
Would
I
you?
think he deal with it differently. He'd
See,
actually
Mm.
I would
face.
see Farage keeping him out of jail and steering him in a different direction by actually, how can I put this without sounding racist, actually making it bigger and well known about the people
Yeah,
that cross the channel. I think there'll be something there for him if Farage does go into power, because I see Nigel Farage as he's doing good and making himself known, but on the other side, he's a racist, alleged racist as well.
I
Who
know.
is?
I've heard that.
Nigel
Nigel
Farage.
Farage.
He's
It
he's.
depends what
I watched. It was someone in his constituency was campaigning, and he was going around a caravan site, and it was like one of them panorama documentaries.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah, sorry.
And he's slagging the people that come across and everything like that. So that's where I think it would.
When you see
They're both
this is it.
coming hand in
I'm
hand.
sorry, Ashley. I'm getting fed up with this. Everything's racist. Everything's racist. It's a boring word now. It's boring. Just because you have an opinion that doesn't, go in with the what you can call the left. And it's true. I put a post up the other day and thinking by John Lydon, where he's saying who would have thought that the far right would become the cool ones who are challenging the system when the lefties are becoming, the annoying, did he use stronger language? And that's true. Everything's sort of gone on its head. People are getting bored of it to shut you down, to shut you up. Oh, straight away, you're a bigot. You're a racist.
Correct. Yeah.
It's getting boring. It's
I
getting
know.
boring.
You're not allowed to have an opinion. I thought anymore. We used to have what free speech, didn't we? But
Yeah.
obviously we haven't got that anymore.
And that's why people reckon about that. I just want to try something. I just know something on me before on me StreamYard. I want to see what this button does. I hope it doesn't knock us off. Let's see. Oh no, it will enable chat overlay.
Yeah, it goes onto your screen on.
Oh, they can start off. Do you want me to pay for it? I'm not doing that. Not doing that.
What
No,
have you?
There was
You started your new job, didn't you?
I'll tell you the story.
Yeah.
It didn't pan out well, Monday.
Oh, never mind. You're not going to give
It,
up.
it weren't on my fault. It's on the topic that we're kind of talking about now. So I started Monday, went in with couldn't understand a word anyone was saying in the factory.
Yeah.
I was the only Englishman in there.
Sure up, was you?
So you try work with someone at a fast pace who can't speak English. Your foreman can't speak English. Anyone in the factory can't speak English. How are you meant to work?
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one of them.
Yeah, but at least
Where,
you're having a go, Ash, aren't you? Eh? You still
oh
having
yeah,
a go, which is the main
was
thing, isn't it?
I was stood there for 6 hours Monday, right, looking how to know what my day-to-day job was going to be, and I'm there like with my arms open wide. Someone please tell me what I'm doing. Please tell me what I'm doing. So I went to the foreman and I said, look, can you please speak English? I can't understand you. You have got me in here to work and I don't know what I'm meant to do.
Yeah.
So I've asked him again, can you please speak English, please? And he's just looking at me like a brick wall. So it comes to like the 6th hour. I was getting quite agitated. And I snapped and I went, look, can you speak effing English? And then they said, right, you can't work here no more for being racist.
How is that racist?
No, I
this
don't know.
Apparently, it's not. The thing is, right, there was an incident, wasn't there? I think it was a reform thing, and this old fella asked someone, he said, can you speak English? But apparently he claimed, he said, can you speak English? Because he said he was mumbling. No, clearly. Can you speak clearly? Because he was mumbling, this fella. And he said, can you speak English? And so the officers were saying, it could be, seen as being racist. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not, Mandy. Going up to someone and saying, "Can you speak English?" It's please, when you speak English, is not racism, because you'd be in trouble if you were a foreigner and you went up to someone and said, "Can you speak English?" Say that someone's black and you want to, and a foreigner's in England and they're looking for help and they say, "Do you speak English?" to a black person. Is that racist?
No.
No, it's not. It's just gone silly. It's gone extremely silly. And the good thing is, that a country isn't racist when they have to come up with stupid, pathetic things like that to say that's racist.
I know.
I was sat there, Mandy, right? Literally, when you can have a crack and you can have a talk with anyone.
Yeah.
It was the first time I've ever actually sat there on my own eating food, going for a fag, or like generalising on my breaks and that, and actually not knowing what people are saying because you can't understand them. It was a horrible feeling.
I'm not sure. I think you done good for lasting as long as what you did.
I was going to walk out.
I don't think I could have lasted 6 hours. I'd have well gone.
But I realised, because the pay was good pay and the hours were long, and then as I left, I thought, now I realise why it's good pay, because they've got no one in there that can understand it. And there was also in that job, there's a jail called Haverick Jail that's now how can I put it? It's a jail for people that with horrific crimes, I'll put it, and they send them to that work as well. So that was on my nerves as well. But they were mostly foreigners again, and like it was one of there where I think if Interpol come and looked at this factory, I don't think the factory will be running anymore.
I'm surprised it still is. I mean, I wouldn't worry. You'll get another job. You will get.
Oh, I think back in the next Monday, I'm back in work. So it's just one of them. Huh? Oh yeah, from coming out of jail and doing how good I'm doing, keeping off drugs, not committing into crime and that again, to actually moving on, it's a big step, because I haven't had that for the last 11 years, and where I'm actually at now, I've got my full family and everything around us now, and it's great. Everything's going well.
That's brilliant. I am. Your mum was on it. I was talking to your mum. I said, "Are you Cumbrian's mum?" And then she was saying, "Yeah, she was dead nice." Yeah, she was lovely.
I think she's been getting a bit of stick lately off of a certain group of people.
Oh yeah.
Trying to say that. Well, I'll send you the video.
Well, I don't think that certain person is in any position to be knocking anyone out with all the videos that are going around to you.
That's what I'm saying. It's just easy. It's platform, and I like to come on hands, because it's not all dark side, and you can actually have a general conversation.
I know. What have you been up to, Anne?
Well, I'm absolutely shocked. Guess who? I mean, narratives turned up. I knew, didn't I say it had something to do? I said, I hope his nan's all right. I knew something. So I'll put the link out there now, Craig, for you. Yeah, all right. I'm just annoyed with Daniela Christie. I mean, they were saying we were going to have this great pink party. Wow, Daniela Christie's here, out loud and proud, and she hasn't turned up.
Oh, what a letdown, Anne.
Oh, but poor thing, she must be scared. I mean, it must be scary from going from, Danny Christie, the tough fella, to Daniela Christie, the wannabe florist.
Yeah.
It's just... he's been studying up, he's been doing night classes in flower range, and apparently he's quite good at it. Yeah, absolutely wonderful, absolutely wonderful. He does a wonderful Cleopatra's barge going down the Nile in flowers. Oh, beautiful irises and chrysanthemums. Oh, it's supposed to be gorgeous. Gorgeous, it is. It's trouble. It's trouble. Show your face, mush.
Oh, he made me howl the other night and I was in bull laughing at him.
Oh, it's
I'll put
hilarious.
you on
Craig.
now. I'll put you on
They're
now.
like a married couple, aren't they?
Yeah, look at that bleeding.
Hello, how you
They've
doing?
got
Craig.
3D bleeding visor on your cap.
Hill figure,
Comes
bro.
right out.
Hill figure.
So how's your nan?
Hill figure, man. Hill figure.
How's
He's
your nan?
definitely been a cheater, Will.
If I'll say it again, how's your nan?
Yeah, like I had to go and take some supplies, like, because my mum ain't very well, like, because it's knocked her about a bit. The worry and that's
well,
it.
it's not so right, but let me put it this way: don't you dare put your family before my lives again. Don't you dare! You're taking the liberty there. Taking the
Never.
liberty. That bleeding
Never.
Kelsey one. Oh yeah, Kelsey tried that with me. Oh, I've got to take care of my children. Said you bleed and put your children in this, put them in a cupboard until I've done with your services. She soon learned her priorities. I'm telling you.
Tell him, man.
You. Yeah, he needs telling. Don't smoke on my life to put yourself.
I was just thinking that there. I would have got a smack bum if
I
Yeah,
won't do it no more, then. I won't do it no more. Can I drink?
Do it no more. You do no more. What's that you're drinking?
Scrumpy
Alcohol.
Jack, man.
He's smoking, drinking alcohol on my live. You do know I'm all for. You know, Mandy, you'll know this. I'm all for prohibition, aren't I?
You're all
ban
right.
it all. I'd ban
Fucking
it all.
hell.
You
What a
think
miserable person to have to be
you
to think like
it would
that.
be strict? You would think it would be strict if Islam took over.
Fucking hell.
You
I
haven't
look
seen
like
it
the
yet.
biz, man. What's going on with these eyes, man? They've been busyfied, man. What's going on?
God knows.
But I sleep well last night, though, so.
That's most probably it. Yeah. Oh, you've got those. You got the baby sacks under your eyes.
Yeah.
Baby,
It's
I
called
think they're
being
called that.
knackered, man.
No, do you know in Asia, right? No, in Asian countries, some Asian countries. No, those little, like they call it. It sounds rude, but those fat deposits you have under your eyes. They're not bags. It's just like fat deposits you've got. Just give us some nod or yes or kiss me ass, because I don't know whether you're hearing me. Just say yes.
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Yeah.
I was letting you speak. See, I'll call win. It wants me to be quiet when it's speaking, and then when I don't speak, I'm in trouble.
It wants you. It. Anyway, no, in Asian countries, they're really considered popular. They're considered.
I'll ride like a lion, bitch.
They're considered a sign of beauty. Did you know that?
I'm with a date, man. Leave me alone, man. This is my date.
Oh, lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. So anyway, come on, tell us what your day's been like. Getting exciting happening.
Yeah, man. I've just told you what happened. It was exciting. But let's talk about Jimmy Pooman. What do you think about his latest escapades?
I do watching. What's he been up to?
Oh, he's gone. Actually, he does this little sod.
He's been up to, like, saying he's gonna grass people's channels up, like if they say anything about him, basically.
I don't know. All I know, he was saying that he's fed up because he's talking to someone else on YouTube, isn't he? And people are bullying him because of it. And he said he's not going to be bullied, which is fair enough. Who was he talking? He was talking to someone that's not in faith. Oh, Masters.
Look at that mop, man. Fuck it out. Check that shit out, man.
Lovely. Masters, yeah. It wasn't. He's talking to, is it Masters? And they're all saying, they're all turning on him now.
I should have had a shave before I come on here, man.
Do you know, I told you, he ignored me, doesn't he? Just ignores me. Stop drinking that filth. Stop drinking. No alcohol on my show. Josh, you're not getting on. I don't trust you.
That's Josh been saying stuff in the comments.
Get Dan Riley on here right now.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned him. I heard what he said about me.
Why would he do that?
Oh, a little sod, right. I was actually going to clip it and do it and actually do a response to it. He said to Craig at one point, he got into a Craig. Some reason he's got vicious dislike of Craig for no other reason at all. No reason at all. It's not that Craig's done anything to him. He just doesn't like him. Doesn't like his voice. Doesn't like it. Him saying that anyone's got an annoying voice, Christ. But anyway, he said at one point, and you're even speaking to that anyone who doesn't know what is a man, a woman, whatever it is. No, I know what I am. I know what I am. I'm under no illusions what I am. And also the cheeky get saying that forgot that only the week before he'd been in my live chat crying, if you ban me, which I hadn't.
I'm smoking, that's why I turned it up.
So he was doing that right.
Yeah.
And he's been on talking to me, but yet now talking to me is something bad. Because I'm a freak of nature.
I don't think you're
Is that what he said?
Well,
is that what he said about you?
He said he didn't call me a freak of nature. He said you're talking to, and he doesn't even know whether it's a man or a woman or whatever it is. So by implication, what he's saying, and he knows damn well I'm intersex, right? By implication, what he's saying is that because you're talking to someone that's basically a freak of nature, that's a bad thing. He forgets he spoke to me for long enough and was in my chat. Oh, I thought you little slime ball. But one thing also, Mandy, you know I'm not either, is someone who would sell Valium prescription. Oh, not I think it was Valium, yeah.
Yeah, man, blues, man.
To a mother of children, which could damn well unalived her. Let's put it that way, unalived her. So I'm not like that, but he can go and take a run and jump. I don't know why he picked on me. He brought me into it, but he was screaming
to try and get at me. That's all it was, because that's what people use to get at me. They use you for some pussy reason, man.
But he's ensured he'll never get on here. Never, because why use me to attack? And I don't go asking people for photos.
Did you hear that, then? A lot of people do that, and as well, there's a few, man.
And this other thing, like, isn't it? Oh yeah, he says that's a rumor, isn't it? It never happened. I used to speak to Paula Benny. I know what happened. I used to know Paula Benny, but it's just absolutely. You're not giving no one. It's Craig's my friend, aren't you, Craig? I won't have anyone attack
man. Like, you're my YouTube friend. Yeah? I'll give you that.
What did you just say about? I hope you didn't just call Craig, Mandy. Don't you go calling Craig. What have you got to say about my Craig? Have you? Don't you dare call Craig. We're mates, Craig. Me and Craig.
Unfortunately, I can't see the chat because I'm out in the garden. But I can see it. Wait on a minute.
Right, Josh wants to give you a cack, but Josh more or less ruined it for himself because he was putting stupid comments in that, not offensive comments, just stupid comments. And I thought, oh, this is going.
You want to give me shit? Like, I don't want your shit, bro. It stinks, and it should be kept elsewhere.
Definitely, 100%. So, anyway, what have you been up to, Mandy, day to day?
I've been in Goodison Park. I did it was what they call train the detective, Merseyside police do it. So to know kids who are in like alternative education or they've got behavioural problems. So they set up a crime scene and they start off as CSI, and then they have to go through the interview. They interview whoever it is they've arrested, and then I'm the victim family at the end. So I do Daniel's story at the end. And you know what? Before I walked in, the police were all on edge. Went to me, they've been little nosy. Would have been really nosy. I said, I'm not bothered. You know what? And not one of them opened their mouths. They just sat and listened.
Well, I think
don't give me a hug. I was really made up. It was lovely.
I think that's a brilliant idea that the police get involved, like in things like that. Because usually, what they do, Mandy, they used to in the past do really pathetic things. They'd have the kids in, come and look around the station, and the poor little sods would be bored off the nuts,
Merseyside police, I will give them. I mean, I've got a lot of issues with them, as you know, but the people that I've worked with them, they do a lot in the school. So they'll do the CSI in the school, and then they'll do like the bleed kits and bring victim families in, let them do the stories. I mean, I've done a lot for the police, to be fair. I've also done
Josh's gym. Sorry.
a lot where I've shown them how to treat victim families because they don't treat us very well. We're not criminals, and that's how you get treated.
Just say something, Mandy. It's not Jim. It's definitely
Hey.
100% not Jim because he showed his face
Okay.
before when he tried to get on. So it's definitely not Jim.
He's got tendencies that he's got.
But I was going to say, Mandy, right? What do you like doing? You know, in your spare time, because we never hear about this. I mean, I know you campaign all that, but as you as a person, how do you get entertainment? I mean, I know I went out with you, you know, that time with, you know, those. I'm not going to mix that associate with such people, but you know, but we went out that. Oh, that was embarrassing, Craig.
I don't really go out a lot, if I'm being honest with you, Nan. I haven't since Daniel died. I mean, I know that's a bit pathetic, but I went through that phase where I didn't trust myself if I had a drink. But recently, I have gone out with our Annie, and she's Daniel's twin. And she was living with me, and she moved into a flat last week. So
they've took all the pubs away as well, man. There's nowhere to go, man. Like you can't even smoke in them as well. That's what's destroyed all the pubs. Smoking ban.
Just let Mandy finish what she's saying.
I also go around supporting victim families as well. People like me. It's like a form of therapy. Like I just keep fit. I like doing a lot of training, do a lot of boxing, and I don't know, just keep myself occupied. I don't know what to do. If I'm sitting down and I don't like it, I have to keep going.
I think what it is, everyone needs to note that. But again, if you take it as it goes, I can understand why you wouldn't want to be sort of going out. But sometimes I think it's when you're on the road, to be in.
I know.
I don't want to use the word recovery. That's the wrong word to use. But it's the English language doesn't go well in a situation like this. But when you sort of like your life is in equilibrium, should I say?
Yeah.
When you can say
that film,
that's me work. That's me work done.
Yeah.
Or that's me campaign done. Now this time is for me. And I'm going there.
I don't know what to do.
Here we are, Axel. Just show your face. I won't put your face on, and then I'll. Okay, then. So I'll put you on now.
Good evening. Good evening, Anne.
Good evening.
Good evening,
How the devil like it? Excuse me, Craig. I'm talking to Anne and Mandy. Just 1 second.
Yeah, so all I said was hello. Fuck you, man.
Hello, Craig. Hello, Craig. Hello, Mandy. Hello, Anne.
Hello.
How the devil are we this evening? I know you're probably depressed and bored because Craig's on the panel.
No, Craig's
all right.
Keep
going, bro. Keep going, man.
Craig's all
right. Listen, Craig, man, where did you go last night, bro?
You need YouTube drama to even make a joke. You know what I mean?
Oh, Craig, come on, man. I've been out on the piss all day, bro. I've just had a packet of lemo and I'm on fire.
Yeah, right. I heard you arguing with somebody earlier about saying like, somebody was spending Romeo spending $3,000 a month.
Well, listen, this is the problem though, Craig, right? If Romeo wants to spend $3,000 a month on packets, who am I to say, Romeo, you're not allowed to do that? Yeah, who is anybody else on YouTube to say, Romeo, you shouldn't be spending your money on that. You should be saving your money to spend it on your life in the future. If he wants to spend his money on a packet of lemo, mate, let him do it.
That's it. You let people live their own lives as long as they don't come to your door saying, "Why didn't you stop me?" It's like, no, you're responsible.
You am right though about the boring thing, like, because I like Dan Riley. I will sell my soul to the dark side of YouTube just to fucking be the centre of attention, man.
Yeah, but Craig, me and you were the same. Me and you were the same in the eyes of Dan Riley. We're just arseholes in the eyes of... Sorry, Anne. I'm sorry.
That's all right, don't worry. But the thing is, no, I see that...
Am you a dark member, bro? Am you a dark member?
Listen, I'm a dark member. I'm a dark member.
Is it declared you? Is it declared you as
Well-
one? Yeah.
Well, he hasn't declared me as of yet, but I mean, I come from the dark corner, so I must be a dark member.
Now, what I think it is, Axel, with Dan, and this is the bottom of the situation with him, he absolutely loves attention. And if he has to scream and shout and kick off and yell and start insulting people and all this, he gets the attention. And that's what I think it is with him. He's like a little child. Give me the attention. Give me the attention. And that's what it is. He gets it.
Yeah.
It's what he does on camera. You know what I mean?
You know, years ago, Craig, when you used to go on a session and you used to have like sesh with like a couple of your pals and that, and there used to be that one pal that sit in the corner of the room and like, you know, he'd get on it with you, but he'd be a morbid bastard.
Yeah, me.
That's Dan Riley.
I was gonna say, I thought he was gonna say me, but fuck. Now I was alive. So, I had people like laughing on the diner off the ease, man. We just used to laugh, man, on a diner.
But what I can't understand, what's he got against you, Craig? Because he just suddenly went on you.
It's because I keep asking him how he did his leg. That's all.
Oh, the leg that suddenly
Craig,
he was walking around.
Have you not seen the video that I got at 4 o'clock this morning?
No, I've been doing stuff.
Well, Dan Riley was, how can I put it? Was air riding a pedal bike.
It wouldn't surprise me, man.
Anyway, Mandy, you're being very quiet.
I know.
So let's all talk about something, because Dan Riley is a boring little boy.
I agree.
So let's talk about something that we can all get involved in. So come on, start talking about something that we can all get involved in.
All right. Talk about
how's this for a conversation? Let's talk about Jimmy GNE from Thailand being paid money to troll me online.
Oh, we were talking about him before, weren't we? We were talking about him.
What's he trying to recoup some of that money?
What's your mindset of that? And I mean, I'm only a very small YouTuber. But I mean, I won't even class myself as a YouTuber, really. I mean, I'm fucking mediocre. I mean, but somebody must be very desperate to be paying Jimmy GNE to troll me.
I'm a hobby tuber.
What was that, Mandy?
I just wanted to say Ice Queen.
Oh, it's Ice Queen there. Hello, Ice Queen.
All right,
Big up my icy baby. Big up my icy baby. I've stole her from Dodgy Dave, you know. Stole her from Dodgy Dave.
You sound like Cumbrian True, man.
Oh, don't start with it, Craig. I've had a few too many drinks.
No, you do a little bit.
I'm from the other side of the country, Craig. I'm not from nowhere near.
That's why I thought it was
near Cumbrian True. I don't mind. I don't mind. Ash is actually an all right lad deep down, you know. I've known Ash for a very long time. You know, outside of YouTube, I've personally, like, I've known him for a very long time. I've got a lot of time for Ash. I've got a lot of time for Dodgy Dave, as well as Exposure TV. Them three people alone just helped me out massively. You know, I was going through a mental breakdown, Craig, and I was suicidal, and I tried to kill myself 3 times on live streams on YouTube. And if it wasn't for Exposure TV, Dodgy Dave, and people like Ash ringing me every morning, every day, and I was sectioned, nobody came to visit me on my section, apart from Dodgy Dave.
Dodgy Dave's
got a big... Are you going to comment on that, man?
Well, I don't know if you know, Craig, Decker Heggie, I didn't know at the time. Now with the Dodgy Dave, came to Liverpool to shoot a documentary on knife crime of myself and the Ava White.
I remember, yeah.
So people knew about it and never told me that, because Decker was coming to my house to film. And basically, when I found out, I stopped the documentary from getting put up. Dave, I got the abuse that me and the White family took from doing that documentary was unbelievable. And Dodgy Dave is the only one that stood up for us. I'm not into YouTube, do you know what I mean? But the abuse we took because we didn't know. I didn't know I had like an SO in my house. So I wouldn't have allowed him in. So as I say, I've got a lot of the time for Dodgy Dave because he stood up for me, and so does Ice Queen. So that's it.
Yeah, damn right.
You can't always judge a character
Always.
like that, though, because
Look, whether you
all about interpretation.
look, Craig, I think it lies in whether you trust him or not. Right, the guy's called Dodgy Dave. His name says it all. His name is Dodgy Dave. If you're going to trust somebody like that,
oh look,
somebody can be your helper, right? And then to the next person, they can be the biggest cunt in the world. Like, it depends on your perspective, man.
I agree.
Let's put this way. Look, it's not fair, and I'm just going to say this now. That Ice Queen's in the chat that we're talking about him, and it's you're going to have he's a polarizing figure. You'll either like him or you won't like.
He's like Marmite. He's like Marmite, isn't he?
You'll either have that. So, but it's not fair to Ice Queen that we talk about because Craig's got one for you. I've got one for you. Axel, you've got a view, Mandy's got a view, and we all have our own view, and it's not fair for Ice Cream to be, I don't think so.
I thought you said Craig's got one for you.
My icy baby knows where I stand with Dave. Listen, there's not anything in the world that'd stop me giving Dave the time of day. If it came to it, I'd literally give half of my last breath to that guy.
That's where I stand, man.
But at the end of the day, and this is the thing, Craig, I see it as, Dodgy Dave saved my life. If he'd not rung me that morning, I'd have probably I'd have hung myself that day. If he'd have not rung me that morning, that'd have probably been my last day on YouTube. And it was all done live.
Because since you keep bringing it up, man, you tried 3 times, did you?
Hey, no, let's get off this subject. It's not subject.
I know, I don't want to get in either, but
don't. It's not because. But the question is, hey, well, wait a minute, man. The question is, Axel, have you got counsel or anything like that?
Yeah.
I have humongous help now, and and this is what I'm getting at. If it weren't for the people like Dave and Expo, I'd have probably never thought to seek that proper help. You know what I mean? I'd have never gone to that extent. I'd have just carried on YouTube, just exploding every day until the point that I exploded, and that was the last day.
As well, in a way.
In a way, Craig, yeah, it was a massive cry for help. In a way, I shared a lot of things. Me and Conan went through a lot of things, And for him to now take all of them things,
unless you get the drastic measures,
just let him get in the sentence out.
For him
to some shit, man. Unless you get to desperate measures, man.
Look, for Conan to now take them things and take them to people like Big Baz and everyone just to try and damage me and hurt me online, and share my mental breakdowns and the breakdown between me and my wife and stuff online, just to try and trigger me. It puts it into perspective. It puts it into perspective for me. People like Dave, people can sit there and say, oh, well, Dodgy Dave this, Dodgy Dave that. Something, he knows things about me that's never, ever been put out by him. It's only ever been put out by people that I classed as close to me. The only person that's never put that out was him.
He never does. The only people that he helped us was me telling people that he'd helped us.
I think what it is, though, always learn one thing, Axel, I hope you learn this because I've said this so many times in here. Never tell anyone, no matter who it is, no matter how close a friend they are, no matter who they are, if you don't want something getting out into the public domain, always remember this from this point forward. Never tell anyone.
Yeah, never tell us
because I tell now, you'd be surprised who can stab you in the back. You've learned that by the sounds of it. who can suddenly stab right in the back. I always say that if I'm not prepared for something to be shouted out there, I never tell anyone. Never tell them or discuss it. Never do.
Oh yeah, damn right, 1,000,000%. You know something, and this is why I say, you know, I'll always have more time than anything for people like Dave, because that type of respect, you know, like I say, Dave knows things about me that nobody else. Literally, I'm sat now in my flat with my friend, who I've known in the real world for the past 25 years plus, and he don't even know some of the things that Dodgy Dave knows.
Because
But yeah, it's still not out there.
What on?
I was going to say, how did you get? Because I know Dave was involved in the film, the documentary. I remember all that business. And I must say, one thing which shocked me was Dave's very talented as a producer or a cameraman, whatever, because it was done absolutely brilliant.
It was.
The way it was done, very, very professional. And usually you have to have done training to do something like that. But what was it that made you get connected with Dave?
His wife has been following me, do you know, on Facebook and that, with all the knife crime stuff that I was doing. And they were for families being affected by crime in Liverpool. And Ava White she'd only been taken 6 weeks. We'd done like 2.5 years at the time. So they done an interview with the White family, and then they come to my house and done one with me. And then I was getting that much abuse, you know, when people found out what was going on. And then, you see, when they come, Dave was the only one that showed me, you know, it was it's criminal thing.
Yeah.
It was only him that showed me. And when I asked Decker where his were, because I asked for him, he come out with this story that he'd smacked someone's behind. And I knew, you could tell it was all nonsense anyway, because I was like, giving it back to him. And I didn't like him, and I have said that. I didn't like him. I told Dave I didn't like him, and then the next thing is Dave phoned me up, apologised. He said that he'd found.
You've gone off, Mandy.
He said, "Can you hear me now?"
Yeah.
Dave's come, knocked on my door and apologised to my face. He said, "Mandy, I'm so sorry. I wouldn't have had him in your house." And then the trolling that we were getting was uncalled for, to be honest. And Dave helped me with that, to get rid of it. It was wild, don't get me wrong, but he stood up for us. No one else was.
A lot of the stuff, though, Mandy, that you was getting back then was all due to Dickie. It was all down. It was all down from that Decker situation. And I think and I do, like you said, there was only a select few people that actually chose to stand at your side and was like, actually, you know what? Let's call a spade here.
Yeah, well, we were two grieving mothers. And again, Ava would only been dead 6 weeks when that happened. So to me, how he treated us was wrong. It really was. But Dave was the only one that stood up for us. It was
damn right.
Like we were irrelevant.
I remember at the time a lot of people turned on you at the time.
Yes.
You know, you was the talk of YouTube at that point. You know, you was the vocal point. Everything was, you know.
I know.
And I agree. There was only a select few people that seen it for what it was.
I know, but there was also a select few people who knew me personally, and then also knew what Decker was and knew that he was coming to my house. Never told me, because he wouldn't have got through my door. I can assure you of that.
Christ, no, I'm just looking at that Avi of myself. Just really looked at it. I look like a turtle, don't I, with a pink wig on? Oh, that's depressing. I do look like a turtle.
You look like Craig at a McDonald's birthday party.
What, Craig? Come on, you can't take that. Go on.
I
Bitch
can,
fight,
because
bitch
like
fight,
I
bitch fight.
ain't in the mood really. I ain't in that kind of mood. But like,
Oh.
carry on, Axel, man. It'll give me something to like for later to work on.
No, come off it, Craig. Come on, let's.
Oh, you were all right together in a thing you was chatting.
I
over
know.
the
I'm only
chat,
fucking
weren't
hell, man. I'm just
you? Yeah.
Me and I
responding.
think me and Craig are old school, man. Where you know, we're of the mindset where it's banter and it stays on the panel and it's a good laugh.
Yeah, I don't like. I'll remember stuff, but I don't take it to heart, man.
Anyway, Craig, I know you were late. I thought that you were talking to Daniela Christie. Did you talk to her at all? And
Nah,
ask,
man.
do you
Nah,
think she's
because
scared of coming on?
Daniela said she'd pagging me all over, so I don't want to go, man.
Oh,
Stop being a big wimp.
I'm telling you,
Nah,
I
fuck
was
that.
looking
Stop
forward
being
to
a wimp, Craig.
the pink party for Daniela Christie, and it's never happened. Oh, I'm so sad. But as long as she's okay, the poor little love, as long as she's okay, that's all that
Axel,
matters.
if you want to go and meet a transvestite Danny Christie, that's up to you, bro.
Who are you talking to?
All right. One second, Craig. Right. Can you explain to me the difference between the two? I mean, does that mean that I shouldn't speak to him because he's a transvestite? I mean, it's a human being. I mean, I
All right,
couldn't give a fuck
BT.
if. Listen, no. Let me finish, Craig. I couldn't give a fuck if you identify.
Watch the
Sorry,
line.
Anne. I'm so sorry. I couldn't care less if you identify as a carrot or a microwave. As long as you're a sound person, then you sound by me. I couldn't care less if you identify as a him, a shim, a she, a microwave, carrot, lettuce, whatever you want to identify yourself as. I'm not bothered. I see you as a human being, and a human being we're all as one at the end of the day. People use the word racism now. Racism it suggests to me that you're against the human race, not just one type, not one form. I'm one of the same. We bleed the same. We all die the same. We're all going the same place, no matter what we look like. We could be blue, yellow, green, orange, or red. It doesn't matter. We're all going
I
the
don't know
same
about that,
place.
whether it's the same place, man.
Oh, trust me, it's the same. It's the exact same place, Craig. Whether
What,
you
for good
believe
and
that
bad?
it's Jesus, you can believe that it's that you're going to get 1 million virgins when you get there. But by the time that we get there, I
I
guarantee
ain't
you that we're
Muslim.
both going to the exact same place, mate. And to
I'm
be
not a
honest with you,
Muslim.
the way that we're going, it's probably purgatory.
But, yeah, hovering in between the two.
Now here we are, purgatory, right?
Yeah. It's where you wait. You're in purgatory,
Well,
man.
purgatory is where you atone for your sins, isn't it? In other words, you're not condemned to hell, but you're not allowed into heaven, so you have to go to purgatory and suffer the torments of fire until your soul is purified and ready to go over into heaven. But this is an interesting thing about it. When was purgatory first spoken about? Came out as a concept.
Was
It's
it
not in the Bible.
Dante's Inferno?
Dante's Divine Comedy, yeah.
Yeah.
It was Dante who came up with purgatory. The Catholic Church thought, oh, wow. Oh, I like the sound of that. So
You were surprised that Craig knew that then, weren't you, Anne?
No, it's very intelligent.
No.
Craig. It's very intelligent. Only that he doesn't believe in evolution, which means he's odd.
No, I don't, man. And I sent you something. Did you watch it?
I watched it, and he was an idiot.
No, he was. He's a qualified chemist.
I don't care if he's a qualified chemist. He was an idiot, and he was saying things that just weren't true. He said everything in the Bible.
Do you know? What
he said
evolution? Evolution, right? Is like a scrapyard, right? If a hurricane went through a scrapyard and made every car like a Tesla, Ferrari, Lamborghini, that'd be like evolution, man. That'd
look right.
Do
you know what he said?
That.
From the start, he got wrong. He said, "There's nothing in the Bible that has been disproven." There is. There's lots of things in the Bible that's been disproven.
Go on then.
So, well, the main one, when God stopped the sun in the sky.
Yeah.
Right. And people watch this amazing thing to prove that God existed. The sun was stopped in the sky. Well,
so an eclipse.
Not an eclipse, they just said stop it. But the thing is, this came about I think it was the monkey trials in America, where a teacher was being prosecuted for teaching evolution. And his defense said, well, if you want to see if the Bible's true or not, and he brought this up. Now, in the Bible, it says that God stopped the sun in the sky. Now, we know now that the earth moves around the sun. So it wouldn't have been the sun that stopped moving. It would have been the earth. What would have happened if the earth...
Just imagine now, primordial soup, right? Just these things crawl out of this soup.
Goes off. You can't have a logical... I'm giving up on the conversation. You can't have a logical A to B to C. Then go with him. Debate with him, so we'll get off it because he just goes out on a tangent and it becomes you don't know where the hell you're going.
You're going to make a point and then I'll shut up.
You're not making a point. You just do this
because you're not.
How come? Like you call get all them species reptilians, reptiles. Amphibians.
I'm trying to train you here. You won't let a thought or a comment go right to the end before you jump in and take it right in a tangent.
Yeah, so because if I think it's bullshit, man, I will. And if I think it's interesting.
But you should give people the benefit of the doubt to finish before you jump in.
I don't jump in till the end, man.
No, the reason he doesn't want it to finish because he's got no answer for it. Of course.
Well, carry on then. I'll mute myself.
What would have happened? That's all I'm saying. What would have happened? Anyway, I'll come back in. I'll put the area. You did watch yourself. Look, Mandy, you keep that. Thank God you did go off to do that. I don't want to see it like that on my show. Hear it. Thank you very much. I'll put the link back out there for you. But yeah, so that's all they were saying. It wouldn't have been the earth, as they said in that case. That it wouldn't have been the sun that stopped in the sky. It would have been the earth because it's the earth that goes round the sun. So they prove one point: the Bible is always right in what it says. Is it?
Yeah, but how do you know that, man?
Because it's.
Yeah, but how do you know different?
No, but I think the Bible has been fucking tampered with.
Stop it!
Well, let's be honest. The Bible probably has been tampered with. But going back to look, Craig, right? Going back to thousands and thousands of years ago, right? I mean, you look at the Bible today, right? Christians believe that Jesus was a fucking white man. Jesus, right? I'm sorry, honestly, I do sincerely apologise, and it comes out. I don't know why. I am trying to hold my tongue. Honestly, I'd have been swearing 1,000,000 times by now. People who've in England and the UK, they believe that Jesus would have been probably a white guy with a long beard and long hair and all of this lot. We have a weird false perception of what it actually is. I mean, let's be honest here now, right? The Jews was the ones that created religion to begin with. They created Christianity, and then
Jesus
and then about 10 years later, the Jews created it. The Jews created it, Craig. And then they did. And then about 10 years later, they created all different religions. That was to create a divide between the people. And people can sit there and say, "Oh, actually, you're talking shit. You're talking this. You're talking." I'm talking my opinion. Listen, let me finish because this is my opinion, and this is it's my opinion, though, Craig. It is my opinion of what I've been taught in history, of what I've been taught throughout my childhood on my history. Now, my opinion of history is that Christianity, right, is a complete false perception. We fucking sit there and believe that this guy is white and, put himself behind a rock, put himself on a cross and all of this. The guy was from Jerusalem. Do you know where Jerusalem actually sits on the world
Yeah.
map? It's in East Asia.
Jesus would have had
This
olive
guy
skin.
was never going to be a white guy. This guy was always going to be an Asian guy. Have you ever looked at Craig? Craig, please do me a favor, Craig. Please look up the Kalergi plan, Craig. Please look up the Kalergi plan.
I've
A guy
already
called
looked at it,
Richard.
mate.
Honestly, this is what we're living today.
Yeah, I know. It's a freaky thing, man. But
But wait a minute. Just let's put it this way. Just let's say something right. We know, and he was from Nazareth. He wasn't from Jerusalem. But we know he would have been Middle East looking. We know that. But that's only.
Can I just say one thing though? Like, Harry said that Christianity, the Jews created Christianity. It's called Christianity because of Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? The Jews, supposedly did because they killed him.
Axel, do you mean when you say they created? Do you mean that the Jewish faith inspired Christianity? You wouldn't have Christianity unless there was Judaism. In other words.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, in a way, you're right because they were all Jews. The apostles were Jews. Jesus. Yeah. I'd say.
Thank you for putting it the way that it needs to be put. I don't know. I'm fucking sorry. Hold your tongue, Axel.
It's okay. Just I say it's just that you're getting, into the conversation. That's why.
I get deep on. If it's
it's all right. You'll be all right, bro. You'll be all right. You ain't me, man. You can say what you want.
No. It's not about anything like that, Craig. Look, right. Look, right. I speak to Ash. I speak to Ash all the time, and I know that Anne's not the type of person that wants to sit there and have vulgar language pushed, across a panel and alive and stuff. So I respect that, you know what I mean? And I'll try and hold, I can't promise that I'll hold everything back because some things will come out, and I can't help that.
Well, getting back to the Bible, here's one. Give you a little thing about it. The Bible, it's a translation issue that causes all the problems with it. And we know that things were mistranslated, but also, and this is, because I got really into it when I was about 9 upwards and found it fascinating. Then what I did was I started trying to research into the history of Judaism, the Bible itself, and the idea of where did we get this concept of one God. And then suddenly you start realizing, and that's when I stopped believing in it, when I was about 12, because you realize you get to Akhenaten or Akhenaten, whatever name you want to call him, the Pharaoh of Egypt, and you suddenly realize, wait a minute, what's going on here? He was the first human being ever to talk about monotheism, no one God. Before then, it'd always been multiple gods. But he said there's only one God, the sun disk. And so you think, but again, you could look at it both ways. Either he inspired the Hebrews who were in Egypt at the time in this concept of one God, which was the sun disk, or he was inspired by them with their Yahweh, the one God.
Yeah,
but
Yahweh man.
Yahweh came from. He actually came from.
No, that's what it's called. Yahweh ben Yahweh.
No, I'm saying Yahweh, but El was a thunder god, one of 7. So he wasn't originally. When you look back at it, the Jews didn't have one God, or the Hebrews. I think it was the thunder god El who became the main god for some reason. So we have evidence, and that's when you think this didn't just come out like that. It wasn't just.
And that again goes back to like in the pagan times, when you look at history throughout the pagan times, you think about how many gods that they look at.
They worship
and then
trees and everything, man.
And then you get, look, I'm not gonna sit here and say, look,
that
Christianity is this and that. I believe Christianity is a thing that was forced upon people, and that's my belief.
Yeah, by Constantine the Great. You wouldn't have Christianity.
The Vatican has got a lot of answers, but they won't tell us.
Hey, well, wait a minute. I was going to say it was Constantine the Great, the emperor, who you can thank for Christianity in the world, because he was the one that adopted Christianity. For political reasons, he adopted it, and he made it the official religion of Rome. So that's why you've got Christianity in the world, because only for him, he was the one that did it.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I see it as how I see it. I see all religion as the same thing, right? All religion worships the same God. So that tells me one thing, that different factions of religions was created to cause divide upon the human race. There is only one race in the world. That's the human race.
No, there ain't, man.
How
about the London Marathon?
No, quick. There is only one civilization.
There's only one human race, in other words.
That owns.
That should be better, yeah.
You know, so in actual fact, when you sit and think about, right, you know, imagine if the world joined as one. Could you imagine that, Craig? Could you imagine every country sat there all side by side? But then that'd never happen.
Or imagine it.
That'd never happen. But I could imagine it. I can imagine that type of thing. But that's probably my mental health, you know, that leads me into doing that. But
this leads me on to something interesting, actually. Like, you know, if you don't have any bad in the world, how would you experience good? It just get boring, man.
Yeah, but your perception of bad and my perception of bad are two different things. So what I see bad's maybe not what you see bad. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I don't really.
No, what is
right.
So what he's saying is badness, evil. It's the same as the concept of evil. It's down to perception. In other things, one thing I can find something totally acceptable and actually think that's wonderful, but you might think that it's something that can corrupt people.
There's no yin with no yang, man. You know what I mean? You need the two.
But, you know, it's down to personal. It's subjective what bad and evil is. It's very subjective.
And it's down to personal perception. What you see, what you see, and what you deceive as good and evil. You know, like my mindset is like, you know, we are all as one. You know, and all different religions.
That film called Devil, Axel, when them all caught in that lift.
It was rubbish.
No, I enjoyed it. I like the ending, man.
Oh, I could see the ending coming a mile off. That's what annoyed me.
Have you ever seen The Butterfly Effect?
Yeah, brilliant film.
That's how I perceive that's how I perceive the world.
Like when he puts the like dynamite or firework in the post box, man, and he has to like change it there.
What's up with you, David? The butterfly effect. Yeah. You've been quiet for the past half an hour. You've been sat over there with your head sat in your phone, messaging God knows whoever. And all of a sudden, you just perked your head up out of nowhere and gone the butterfly effect.
When the butterfly flaps its wings, it can cause a typhoon.
What do you mean you think Anne wants me?
It's cause and effect, man. I drink too much beer. I need to take a piss. You know what I mean? Cause and effect.
People get narrative quite confused, Dave, because they seem completely different. They see they don't see narrative destroyer how we see him. We see him as a person who's got his own opinion and his own mindset.
Like everyone's got different preferences.
No, and this is what I said. Like, I had this conversation with Craig a few nights ago on a live, and I think I was saying, you know, like, although I don't agree with everything that Craig says, and Craig don't agree with everything that I say, we still both see that mutual ground, and still, you know.
Yeah.
But because we're adults, we're mature about the situation.
I don't think of anything. I agree with you on most things.
Chris the Brick's just a prick.
Yeah.
Sorry, Anne.
Who's Chris the Brick?
But we love equally, don't we? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really care.
Everybody has their own agenda.
Right,
each person has their own agenda and their own way of going forth in life.
And when I come back stream,
yeah, of course.
Never mind when you work out stream. Listen,
you believe in destiny.
You couldn't work StreamYard out, Dave, anyway. You calm your passions. Stop confusing ambition with ability. Sick of telling Craig about that as well.
How about, right, if your life was already chosen for you, man? It's just going to play out either way.
See, now I'm quite a cross believer on that, Craig. You know, I believe that, yeah, your path is set for you. But you ultimately, yeah, but, right, at birth, your path is set by your parents and the way that they want to bring you up, the way that they want to nurture you and bring you into the world and teach you values of different things. At a certain point of life, there becomes a point where you have to take on and nurture your own mindset and your own beliefs and your own things, which sometimes probably will question the beliefs that your parents made you believe growing up.
Now, I'm going to say something now. You know, like the school system, it's designed to just teach people how to go to work and be a slave, be a happy slave, have this menial like job and just keep doing it. The rich will do that. They send them to their schools, man. They're learning about the stock market, man, and like how to manage money and stuff.
Did you know that Kim Jong-un spent his school life in Switzerland?
Yeah, I did. I've watched quite a few. I love to see that where people go not sneaking, but go on their tours there, man.
So like people go on about Hitler and stuff like that, and the mass atrocities that he committed.
Yeah.
I don't see the I see the mass atrocities that he committed, and it
Don't
pains
say
me.
the N-word, man.
What do you mean?
You have to be careful saying H word because the algorithm picks up on it straight away.
And to do with the Second World War, N and H word, man. You should be able to work that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's saying, but I wasn't even going to use that word. I want a word that I was going to even use.
I am mind reader. I wish I was. I could have checked.
What you think, like, it's throughout history of every country in the world. Some of the greatest people that have done the greatest things for their country have been regarded as the most craziest, unhinged, off-the-wall people.
Why? What do you mean by that?
Like, Adolf did great, amazing. Do you understand?
No.
No. Do you understand?
I'm just going to say
the things that he did for his country before the war kicked off.
No. What we're going to do, we're going to get off this subject right now, because you're heading for trouble no matter what way you go. You're heading straight for trouble. We're not having apologists for anyone, anything like that.
No.
It's not going to
No. I was just trying to.
You're going to get in trouble, Axel, if you start getting onto that subject. You can guarantee it. Leave that where it is in history. We need to remember it as a warning of what can happen again. And whenever
a cautionary tale.
But this is it. We just it's just you're going to get right into the crap if you start talking about that subject.
But look at PP putting laughing faces because he fucking knows.
Yeah, because certain things.
I'm sorry for swearing on.
I'm going to send the Luftwaffe after you, Axel.
They're going to send a what, Craig?
Luftwaffe.
Jesus Christ. Leave the Luftwaffe alone.
But, I don't know. I'm just looking at the chat here. Oh, hello, Velvet and Steel. Now, I noticed someone had left a private chat called Cars. I didn't even notice them trying to get on.
And could you say, like, what is it? Like, SS or something, like, instead of
what?
Well, no, because it's still a trigger. It's still a trigger.
About the Waffen, the full name Waffen SS.
Well, what is you have to? This is what you got to be careful of. You can't talk. It's like now, even if you mention, start talking about Ukraine, it's monitoring it. Once I've said the word Ukraine, it's starting monitoring everything we're saying, everything. That's how bad it is. Everything. So be listening to every word I'm saying now, or it will hear that word and start monitoring what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's what it's like now. That's the situation it's got to, because you can't.
I know, because like a lot of the big YouTubers, man, they're blocking loads of words out, man.
Yeah, you have
no, it's not even. It's not even them that's blocking the words, though, Craig. It's Meta itself.
Isn't it, man?
Look, we're living in the world where the thought police are actually fucking real, mate. George Orwell was fucking right, bruv.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Now,
Right.
George,
you can't think no more, Craig. You're not allowed to.
Are you allowed to what?
You're not allowed to think anymore.
I know, you're right, man. You're right.
This is the thing.
You are. You're allowed to think if you think the right way.
But only if you think it yourself. Only if you think it to yourself.
The thing is, though, Axel, it's always
nobody's changing my fucking.
It's always been right that you can't. You have to be careful. I don't know. He's gone off. You have to be careful what you say. It's just now. It's gone to the extreme where in the past, well, during wartime, you could always be arrested for certain things you said and locked up inside. That's always been a fact during wartime. But the difference now is it was never a thing that the police would be bothered going out and dealing with. They just wouldn't. Where now it's gone to the point where it's like, well, wait a minute. This criminal thing. Just show your face, Craig. Okie dokie. Oh, you're in a car park now. You've been wandering round.
Nah. I'm going back now. I pressed the wrong button, man.
Yeah, so did
That's
you see
a massive cap, that, Craig.
It looks absolutely like it goes on 3D.
No, it's because of the way I was wearing it.
Mm.
It's just a normal hat size.
But the thing about it is, what's annoying about the police getting involved in this, they don't know what they're talking about half the time. And you see them looking really, really embarrassed, they don't know. They don't want to be doing this. The vast majority of police officers, I can tell you now, don't want to be getting involved in it. But there's no training. I can tell you now, there's no training in what is actually what they call, which is the most stupid thing going, non-crime hate incident. Well, I'm sorry, if it's a non-crime, meaning it's not a criminal offence, the police shouldn't be getting involved. Non-crime hate incident. What they say, it's trying to.
That's fine, then, you dickhead.
Free Joanne,
Sorry,
man. That's what I'm saying.
give me
Free
1 second.
Joanne.
I'm just gonna jump off for 1 second. I'll be back on in a minute.
But yeah, those I'm going to be closing up soon. Anyway, nearly been on.
I know, man. 9:30's on the way, man.
Yeah, you know what it's like. But there was a fella called. I didn't even notice him in the chat. Have you ever heard of Carter?
Carter. I think I've said the name a couple of times, like, not all the time. Liam Carter. Is that it?
I don't know Carter, and he wanted
Oh,
to
no.
come on and talk, but I didn't notice him. So he said
he probably wanted to come on to have a go at me, and to be fair.
No, it wasn't what he's saying in the chat, in the private chat, isn't getting at anyone at all.
I don't know.
Strange how I didn't notice him, but I didn't. Must have been that engrossed in him talking that I didn't notice him. Didn't notice him at all. But yet, oh God, I'm getting exhausted now, Craig. I am.
I was like, really, I got straight back from my hands and jumped straight on. So that's the best I could do.
I said at the beginning, I hope your nan's so nice, because I know you do always turn up. I know that. And before I forget, well, of course I wouldn't forget, my beautiful mod, Kelsey. Hey, did you see that? Actually, I'm going to have to wait. I'm just jumping off like he does. Seeing that? Seeing the way he just jumps off, Craig?
Who, me? Who's just jumped up?
No. Ashley.
Does he come on, has he?
No, he came on, and then, do you know, he just bugs off, doesn't even say goodbye or anything.
He tries to blame me for some reason, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say to him, you take your leave of me with respect and decorum. Yeah.
Does he want like a verbal restraining order? Like?
I think he does. I think he's after an tongue.
I will speak to him then, because
yes,
he wants to be Mr. Know-It-All and the main character. So I will zip it, man. How about that?
There we go. That's it. Anyway, I'm going to have to.
Yeah, man. You're wrapping it up.
I'm going to have to start, but he wants to come back on, so I don't want him to.
I know, man. You can't leaving him hanging, man.
Yeah, just want to check on something, see if someone's done something. Let's see. Ask someone to do me a favour before, and let's see if they've done it.
Yeah, that Carter. I've just seen some of his stuff, man. I'd like to talk to that guy. Seems to know his stuff.
I didn't note them. And so I don't know. Do you know what? X has been terrible. It is. Your messages, it's terrible. I'm sure something's gone wrong with it. Something's getting into your messages, because I'm having terrible time getting into messages and X. Why? No, it's not going to let me do it. So I can't. So I can't do it. So anyway, what I'll do is I'll start winding up. But if that Carter, if he wants to come on next time, I definitely didn't see him. So I feel terrible now.
You'll be on the lookout next time, mate.
Yeah, so hopefully he'll know next time. But anyway, what I'll do, man, Craig, is I'll start. Wind up and give your best shot, Nana, when you see her.
I will. No worries.
To everyone in the chat, and I'm sorry, Axel, if Axel tries to get back on, but I'm just absolutely, you know what, it's an hour, 2 hours at most, isn't it? Then I've had me fill it at half. But anyway.
Big up everybody in the chat apart from Josh. Anyway, I'll see you later.
Yeah, Josh, spot it for yourself. I'm sorry to say, Josh, spot it for yourself. So anyway, I don't know what I'm clicking on here. I'm clicking on something here. Let's see now. Oh, people, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? Where's me? Ah, here they are. So I have to keep on saying this every week. Here we are, another one from my beautiful mod.
Good girl.
Kelsey, good girl, Kelsey. So anyway, my darlings, I'll leave you with me Kabuki woman.